Everybody wants to hit 100K per month selling AI, but the reality is most of you probably won't achieve that. And the reason why is mostly because of the mindset. In this video, I'm going to cover a bunch of roadblocks and mental barriers I had to battle in order to actually hit that 100K per month mark. So, what will it really take? You probably know that right now you're in a position in life where you are ambitious, you're currently going to gym consistently, and you want everything that you can achieve in this life, right? But in reality, what's going to happen is even when I was starting in the beginning, there's going to be long nights and long weekends. Like every single day when I wake up, I work 12 hours a day in the beginning because I didn't have enough capital to delegate out the tasks, but the task had to be done. So I was doing all the sales, marketing, fulfillment, and everything. And there's going to be sacrifice along the way as well. So whether you want to hit that 100K per month mark or you want to hit 10K a month, there's going to be sacrifice because in the beginning, it's always going to be hard. If you're a beginner, you don't know much about the sales and marketing side. So once you actually crack down on the marketing, you'll have to learn the sales. Once you crack down on the sales, maybe you have to learn fulfillment and operations and hire a team and how to manage salespeople. Your problems get bigger, but your barrier of what you consider of what is a big problem also becomes smaller and smaller. So, in reality, in the beginning, whenever you have these problems, a year down the line, you're going to realize all those problems are minuscule compared to the problems you have now. Next thing is tough decisions. So, once you scale and are able to hire people, one tough decision you'll have to make is whether or not to cut people, right? Because in reality, if your business is not going forward, or let's say a person you hired keeps screwing up something, we need to make the tough decision to cut them, even though it's very uncomfortable to do. Last thing is learning every single day. For me, I come from an introverted software engineering background. So I had no sales experience, no marketing experience. All I did was basically become a code monkey in the background, right? But in reality, whenever I first jumped into sales, I absolutely sucked. I could not close a single person. And I was probably spending thousands of dollars on Facebook ads and not able to close a single person. But every single day, I would go on YouTube and I would just search up sales training and mock calls and see how these top ticket closers are closing the deals, the type of questions they're asking. And whenever I'm in the gym, whenever I'm walking somewhere, whenever I have some downtime where I'm not deep focus work, I would just think through all the scenarios that a prospect would have and how I would handle that objection. At this point, your script will become second nature. Like you could probably do it in your sleep, right? That's the amount of discipline that we need in order to actually close these deals. So now I'm going to talk more so about the health part. Health is very, very important, especially if you're working these long nights, long weekends. In the beginning, health is especially important. So you need to be gymming, going to a gym every single day, whether it's like Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu, running, lifting weights. You have to have a very good health in order to have the energy to keep working these long hours. And then on top of that, you need to have clean food. So for me personally, it really depends on the person, but whenever I have a lot of carbs for lunch, I realize I'm in a midday slump. And if I have high protein, high fat for lunch, I realize that I have consistent energy throughout the day. So we really need to be eating clean foods, no processed foods. And as a result, you'll look better whenever you hop on sales calls. People will look at you and see you as a figure of authority as well. So I talked about all the cons of hitting that 100K, 10K, 50K per month mark with AI, but here's what you'll get out of it, right? You'll have time and financial freedom. Right now, I'm in a studio apartment in Budapest, and I basically live all over the world for the past 2 years or so, right? I was in Buenos Aires, I was in Budapest, I was in Warsaw, I was in Dubai, I was in China, and I was in Brazil. So many places I visited because I have that location and time freedom and also financial freedom as well. And then one thing for me, coming from an immigrant parent household, like my parents sacrificed a lot for me to come to the United States, right? They studied under a professor in Cambridge, and then finally they came to the States in order to do their PhDs, and that's how we're able to immigrate to the US. But one thing for me is I want to take care of my parents, and they're getting older, so I want to make sure that everything that they gave me in this life, I want to repay back to them. So show them all the nice things, all the nice restaurants, all the nice hotels. And that's one thing. So you have to find your one thing of why you want to accomplish this, because whenever you get discouraged, we have to remember, why are we actually even doing this, right? If you want the nice cars, the nice watches, feel free to use that as motivation. But if there's something like deeper in terms of you had an ex that told you you will never amount to anything, or you had your parents that are always doubting you, or your friends are always doubting you, we have to use that to propel ourselves further in our business. So you have to find your why. And the last thing is, your kids will have a better future because of the sacrifices you make today. So especially for me, whenever I make sacrifices now, and I'm sacrificing in my 20s, right? Like, I don't go out at night, I don't drink, I barely even leave my apartment some days, right? Depending on how busy the week is. And the reason why is because my kids, my spouse in the future will have a better future because of all the sacrifices I made today. So you really have to think of why you really want to do this, right? Because it's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to you, it's going to be hard, but it's very easy to hit that 10K per month in your first month, as long as you have everything dialed in. And in this course, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. So I'll see you in the next video.